With a rich history of combat sports spanning over 2.5 millennia, the Olympic Games continues to provide modern-day warriors a stage to test their skills in front of an audience and remains an early proving ground for future MMA and boxing world champions. The Olympics of today includes 5 types of unarmed combat. The grappling elite battle it out in wrestling and judo, while the striking styles are taekwondo, boxing, and the most recent edition of karate. Wrestling is the oldest of all the fight sports at the Games, and although it's separated into 2 disciplines, the goal remains the same: pin both shoulders of your opponent onto the mat. Greco-Roman came first, but holds below the waist are illegal, and with no trips or takedowns, it's heavily focused on the throw, which makes it not as transferable to the world of MMA as its younger sibling. Freestyle combines as many forms of grappling as possible to get the bout to the ground, with competitors utilizing their legs to shoot for takedowns and also to sprawl and defend such an attack. A consistent battle seen in almost every MMA fight today. Scoring is broadly similar across both styles, with wrestlers scoring points ranging from 1 to 5 for a variety of holds, escapes, takedowns, and throws. This all takes place across 2 periods of 3 minutes with a 30-second break. Quite simply, no other discipline has produced more MMA champions. Like Olympic and dual-weight UFC champ Henry Cejudo, Olympian and dual-weight UFC titleist Daniel Cormier, and longtime reigning 1 welterweight champ Ben Askren. The other Olympic field for the grapplers is dedicated to judo, or the gentle way. A sport born in the East, it was fittingly introduced at the Tokyo Games of 1964. But when you see 2 incredible athletes throwing each other at lightning speed, it looks anything but gentle. Men compete for 5 minutes and women for 4. If there is no winner at the end of regulation time, the judokas compete in a sudden death golden point. While there are various ways to win a match, an ippon is the most exciting. And once scored, it's game over.
Ippon scored.
The 4 ippons are throwing an opponent to their back with force, speed, and control, immobilizing them with a grappling technique for 20 seconds, choking them until they give up or pass out, or applying an arm lock to an elbow joint until they tap, or it breaks. To see how devastatingly effective judo is in MMA, go no further than one of the most dominant women to ever grace the octagon, judokan Olympic silver medalist and UFC bantamweight champ Ronda Rousey. 2-time Olympic judo gold medalist Kayla Harrison took over that mantle and has transferred her skills effortlessly to the cage. After the grappling comes the strikers. The Korean martial art of Taekwondo was added to the Olympic program for Sydney 2000. To score points, competitors can deliver a punch or a kick to the body, or a kick to the head. This hybrid style has some of the flashiest spinning and jumping attacks in the Games. A fighter can win the contest by knockout, on points after 3 rounds, by leading by 12 or more points after 2 rounds, or by the disqualification of an opponent if they receive 5 total penalty points. Though Olympic Taekwondo fighters are yet to make it big in the UFC, some notable champions who have received their black belts are 2-time women's strawweight champ Rose Namajunas and retired middleweight king Anderson Silva. Karate, which means empty hand, is said to have developed during the 17th century in Japan and is the newest addition to the combat roster. Just like wrestling, it's a case of 1 sport, 2 disciplines. Karatekas compete in 2 competitions, either KATA or KUMITE. KATA is completely non-contact. 2 competitors take turns demonstrating their offensive and defensive moves in performances lasting 3 minutes. Judges score from 1 to 10 based on breathing, balance, strength, speed, and rhythm. While it's beautiful to look at, it's kata's more violent sibling the martial arts world associates with the idea of karate. In kumite, fighters score points with strikes, but each attack must be controlled. A kick to the head or neck, or sweeping an opponent to the ground, then landing a blow is awarded 3 points. Kicks to the upper body are awarded 2, and punches to the same area receive 1. The winner is the first to lead by 8 points or the leader after 3 minutes of combat. While not in abundance, some UFC fighters successfully transitioned their skills from the dojo to the octagon, notably stars like Stephen Wonderboy Thompson, middleweight titleist Robert Whittaker, and retired dual division champ Georges St. Pierre. The final Olympic combat sport is the most famous, boxing. But let's be clear, after debuting at the St. Louis Games of 1904, the sweet science has had a tumultuous relationship throughout the years, thanks to bad leadership, refereeing, and questionable judging. Despite an ever-changing qualification process, the rules of boxing have remained the same. Try and land punches whilst dodging your opponents. Using a 10-point must-scoring system, fighters can win by knockout, points, or disqualification. Of all our Olympic combat sports combined, boxing has produced more professional world champions. From featherweight to super heavyweight, many of the greatest pugilists in history made their start under the 5 rings. Some, like old-school heavyweight legends George Foreman, Joe Frazier, and of course the greatest, Muhammad Ali. The undisputed women's lightweight champ Katie Taylor, and the greatest female boxer of all time, Claressa Shields. And in more recent years, unified lightweight champ Vasyl Lomachenko, and multiple-time middleweight king Gennady Triple G Golovkin. The list seems endless. Mixed martial arts will bid for contention at the 2028 Los Angeles Games. And with the backing of retired UFC lightweight GOAT Khabib Nurmagomedov, along with an historic rise in popularity, the future of combat sports at the Olympics appears stronger than ever. Thanks for watching. And remember, if you want more fight sports in your life, just hit the subscribe button.